Hello, and welcome to Community Spotlight by Goffstown Forward. I am one of your hosts, Cindy Grigorakakis. And with Community Spotlight, we'll be interviewing town candidates for the upcoming March 12th election. And tonight we have Jack Carbonneau, who will be running for the Goffstown School Board. Jack is in the house. Welcome, Jack.
Hi, Cindy. Nice to be here.
Nice to meet you again. I feel like I don't know you very well, but before we started, I know your family. I know your daughter, Tessa, who is an amazing young woman, and your mother, Barbara, was one of the first people my husband and I met when we moved to Goffstown.
It was going to be my main campaign slogan, I am Barbara's son.
Who doesn't know Barbara? Well, to start off, how long have you lived in Goffstown, and what brought you to town?
My parents brought me to Goffstown, and I've been here. I was here from 1 to 4, and then I was away till just before I turned 7. And I grew up in Shirley Park from 7 until I moved out to have kids in Norman Road. So 57 of my 60 years I've been in Goffstown.
So you're a Goffstonian for life.
Yep.
So you're running for school board. What made you decide to run?
I decided to run because I believe all students deserve a safe place to be educated at a high level where they feel valued. And I'd like to see the school be maintained as the way it was when I graduated in 1981 and offer the same things that it offered my children who all went through the school system here.
And what were those things that you're referring to?
I think that a quality education where the staff was supported and we offered a wide range of just not academic learning things, but also extracurricular activities like the theater and the art programs and the sports. Of course, I was a soccer coach and I like that well-rounded thing.
Great. Talk about what sort of experience or skills would you bring to the role on school board?
I think the skills and experience I bring is I've been a member on a lot of nonprofit boards. The Tri-Town Youth Soccer, I was there when that was founded. I worked in the New Hampshire Summer Soccer Conference, which is I was on the board, the biggest non-affiliated soccer conference in America when I was there. I worked as a startup board with not only Tri-Town, but Kindness Cures Project as well. So I think my work as a contractor, I think gives me a good depth of knowledge of working with a diverse group of people to move forward towards a goal.
Towards a common goal. Yeah,
Yep.
I could see that. Talk about your life experience. Like you talked about some of the things you volunteered for, your professional experience, anything within your life, within your family that would lend you to this role.
My mother and myself graduated college the same year, 1983. I graduated with an associate's degree in building construction technology from the VOTEC in Manchester. And she graduated from Notre Dame to become a special needs teacher at 42.
Wow. Where did she teach?
She taught at Bartlett School. She was right after Title I was started up, and she worked with Skip Cody and Betty O'Reilly. For people who've been around a long time will know those names. And then that led to my daughter being here, and she also got involved in Special Olympics through Megan Kelleher, and that's what led her to become a special needs teacher, which she is now and runs the life skills program at John Stark High School.
That's awesome. Wow, yeah. That's great. So family of educators.
Yeah.
And hearing those experiences within the home, I'm sure hearing that firsthand had an influence on you.
Oh, yes, very much, continually now.
Yeah. What do you see as one of the biggest challenges facing the Goffstown School District right now?
I think as with all things, it's funding in the way that education is funded in the state. And I think it's a lot of it, we need to educate the people. And I think would be one of the responsibilities of the school board to educate people about not just how a budget is derived, but what is mandated by the state and federal government and how that is maybe not adequately funded and how that brings down to bear the weight on the property taxes. So I think that's one of the biggest things. And I also think that I want to see it maintained where the professionals get the support that they need from the school with policy through the school board so that the teachers can be supported to do the job that they're educated to do.
You touched on this a little bit. You talked about policies, but what ideas would you have for addressing some of those challenges that you see within the district? Like you talked about funding, making sure that
Education is the first thing, making people truly aware about what is mandated and what the school has to do or the budget has to do to fit those mandates. I think that people have to understand that the laws that control that. And then policy-wise, I guess it matters what comes up. I like the idea of having the reserve fund so that the school won't be hit with big ticket items out of the blue and have to fund them all at one time.
Yeah.
I think that there's curriculum ideas that are out there that are good and some that are bad. So to have the input on that.
Yeah. Okay. You touched on this a little bit already, but there's been a lot of discussion nationally and statewide about divisive concepts or topics like parental rights, book bans, etc. So what do you see as the school board's role in mediating these discussions as they arise within the district?
I think the school board just has to follow the policies, has to put in place solid policies that allow them to mediate fairly. I think that we do a disservice to the school system when some of this language leads to teachers losing their jobs or being sued, where we're already having trouble attracting quality candidates because of the way we fund school and we don't pay teachers enough. I think the school's a great place, and I think this school in particular has offered lots of kids, including myself, to become quality people in the community, and I believe it did the same thing for my 3 children and all of my friends' children, or the majority of my friends' children's and my classmates that are still around town.
Yeah, okay, to support that. So within the school board, it largely functions through subcommittees like policy review, curriculum and education, et cetera. So what subcommittees would be your top choice and why?
I could serve on any of the committees because I'd like to help create sound, cohesive policy that protected and supported teachers so that we could have a collaborative effort to educate our children. I like curriculum activities because I think that a diversity of curriculum, not just STEM education, but shop classes, MST and stuff like that. And like I said, the extracurriculars all go into making well-rounded students. And then I think like a building's maintenance in whatever the maintenance funding and upkeep of the school. Obviously my construction job experience would help me be part of that.
Great. Yeah, to have that.
So I'm glad to serve in whatever place is needed.
Great. Why should voters choose Jack Carbonneau for school board?
Because I like to think that I'm vested in the community. Not only have I been here a long time, but I was 18 years the JV soccer coach here at Goffstown High School. And I built a lot of strong relationships and served many years in Tri-Town soccer, coaching the youth. And now I coach skiing. And with my customer base being largely in Goffstown, that the relationships I've created make me accessible to people, and people would be able to find me at Sawyer's having breakfast and ask me questions every morning and know that they'd get my honest opinion from that, and that I'd work to do what I say I'm going to do.
So it's about trust. People trust you,
yep.
Jack.
Yeah, that's good. Yep.
Yeah, that's great. Is there anything else you would like the community to know about you?
I'd like the community to know that I'm vested in the community and that I will work to responsibly fund the school systems and work towards having a good collaboration with our teachers so that we can best educate the students that come through Goffstown schools.
Thank you so much for your time this evening, Jack. This concludes another Community Spotlight by Goffstown Forward. Please tune in for more candidate interviews. And again, remember to vote on March 12th in our town elections. Thank you so much.
Thank you.